Hello, everyone who's joining me today. It's so lovely to see you. My name is Renee, and I'm coming to you from the Rep Fall Center today, and we are doing a Yin Yang practice together, one of my favorites. So we'll start off nice and slow and gentle, and then we're going to pick things up, put in that little bit of extra effort, and how fun. All right. All right, so we are going to actually start off on our backs this morning. So whenever you're ready, soles of your feet touching, knees splayed open. And of course, we're going to close our eyes and just lay nice and comfortably still. So I'm trying out a new sound system using my AirPods. So I think it's working well so far. I've heard that it's working well. So just let me know if for whatever reason it stops working well for you. All right, so in this nice, comfortable, relaxed, reclined butterfly, we're going to close our eyes and just let ourselves settle here into this nice, gentle hip opening and heart opening pose. You can be resting on the tops of your hands so your palms face up to the ceiling. And then you just drop right into your body, getting out of your head, letting go of your day, of your morning so far, and not getting so wrapped up in your thoughts, but keeping your mind still alert, but maybe not busy doing its usual things, trying to keep your mind focused on just the breath and your body, of course. So you can close your mouth, breathe in and out through the nose, and settle into this shape. When you're paying attention to your breath, you'll notice the inhalations open up the heart center as your lungs expand. And then as you exhale, your lungs contract, your rib cage contracts. There's always that gentle ebb and flow in your body. But the rest of your body can be relatively still and comfortable. You can connect with your intention if you'd like to have an intention for your yoga practice. And that can be just about anything. The reason why you're doing a yoga practice right now. And if you can't think of anything, just try to stay present, trying to stay in your body for the entire practice. So you're just breathing normally, but probably you'll notice when you're paying attention to your breath will slow down. And when your breath slows down, you can feel a little bit more relaxed in your body and in your mind. Just enjoy that sensation. Keeping your attention on just the breath. You might notice some of your breaths start to deepen, but notice where you breathe. Do you breathe to the top of your chest, the middle of your chest? Do you breathe into your belly? It's all good. So we'll begin with a gentle pose where we'll bring the soles of our feet onto the mat, keeping our knees bent, interlacing your fingers around the outside or possibly the inside of the right knee. Let's start off with our right leg, pulling that right knee in towards the chest, maybe a little bit over to the right, and then either keeping your knee bent or if it's comfortable, you can extend your leg, pushing out through the heel as you keep both feet flexed. You can keep your eyes closed and then just focus on what's happening in your hip flexor as you compress through the right side. You're compressing the lymph nodes there. You're also compressing the hip flexor and massaging the ascending colon. You keep lengthening the left leg. You use your biceps and not your shoulders so you can stay relaxed through the shoulders and neck as you pull that right knee in. And you send your breath into your belly. If you don't normally breathe into your belly, feel that sensation of your belly lifting as you inhale. Maybe pushing up against the right thigh, and then as you exhale, it comes down. So using your breath to gently massage the internal organs as you breathe deep into the belly. Now you are welcome to stay here with your leg and your head and shoulders on the mat. But if you want to bring just a little bit more intensity to this pose, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders up so your forehead comes towards the knee. And you might even lift that left leg up. So compressing through the abdominal core muscles, but still try to breathe into your belly here. Maybe even practicing the Ujjayi breath where you constrict the back of your throat so that as you exhale, you hear that sound as you breathe out through the nose. And then when you go to inhale, it's like sipping air in through a straw. So everything slows down. Your breath becomes a little bit more intense. You feel the air a little bit cooler. It comes down your throat. And then maybe it's warmer as it leaves. And you can relax your head and your left leg down. Bend the left knee, plant the foot on the floor, crossing the right ankle. We're going to come into a nice figure four. You can either leave it on the floor if that's already enough for you, or interlace your fingers on the outside or the insides of the left knee this time, pulling the figure four towards your face, but keep your shoulders and your head down on the mat. Bring the figure four over towards the left side of your body as you push that right knee away. Again, you want to keep the feet flexed. And you want to keep those breaths coming deep into the belly. Maybe still practicing that Ujjayi breath. Slowing your breath down and deepening the breath as well. Filling up your lungs as you inhale, and then exhaling the breath completely out of the body. You'll notice as you've held here for a few breaths, you may have less sensation into the right side. So bring more sensation in. Bring the figure four closer. Track it over towards the left. Push that right knee away. So you're always trying to keep the sensation. You're not trying to lessen the sensation. If it starts to lessen, go deeper into the pose, especially for the yin portion where we're holding for a few breaths. If you notice that you're feeling less sensation, do what you need to do to feel even more increased sensation. Using your breath, deepening the pose. We're going to uncross, bringing our right foot to the mat now, squeezing that left knee in, keeping that left foot flexed. Again, you can keep this right knee bent, or if you prefer, you can lengthen out the leg. So you're lengthening through the right hip flexor as you compress through the left, pushing out through that right heel, keeping the left foot flexed, squeezing the knee in towards your chest, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Nice deep belly breath. Feeling as you inhale, the tummy pushes up towards that thigh. And then it sinks down as you exhale. Your eyes can still be closed. And if you notice that things have loosened up through the left side, pull in a little bit snugger. Use your biceps. And then if you want to take this to the next level, engaging your core, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up to the inside of that knee, and then maybe even lifting the right leg. You don't have to go there. You can absolutely keep that on the floor. If you are going there, focus on your breath. And as you exhale, pull that belly button in. So there's still movement through the tummy as you're breathing, even though you're using your core muscles to hold you up. Just deepening this pose, extending out of the right heel, lengthening the right leg. Maybe constricting your throat so you can hear your breath. The cooling sensation of the inhalation and the warming as you exhale. We're going to release our head back down and the leg back down, bending the right knee, planting the foot on the floor, cross the left ankle at the right knee, either holding here or interlacing your fingers around the outside or the inside of the right knee. Pull the figure 4 towards you. Keep the feet flexed. The figure 4 comes towards your face, maybe a little bit over to the right as you push the left knee away. Staying with your breath, finding more sensation as you bring the figure 4 ever closer to your face, a little bit off to the right, pushing the left knee away. Breathing into the hip flexor and the glute on the left side to stretch out those muscles even more. And then if there's tension building up, you can just exhale it out of the body. I'm going to take 2 or 3 more breaths, find more sensation, more intensity, pulling that figure 4 in. Let's release, uncross the legs. Keep the right hand on the right knee, left hand is going to find the left knee. You're going to pull your knees apart and pull them down towards the mat. Keep your shoulders firmly pushing into the mat and push the back of your head into the mat as well. Now you're compressing through both sides at the same time. Send your breath deep into your belly, almost like right between your hip bones. And you're going to increase this intensity by pulling firmly down with your hands, but then pushing the knees up into the hands. And gently release, but keep your hands on your knees. And then once more, pull down with your hands, but your knees push up into your hands. Keep those feet flexed. Keep that breath nice and deep. And then we're going to release. You can stay here in a half happy baby, or if you want to go into full happy baby, you're grabbing hold of your feet. Whether you're grabbing the out steps or the in steps, doesn't matter. You're going to pull those feet down, pulling your knees down towards the mat. Maybe rocking from side to side, giving your lower back a little bit of a massage here. Eventually holding still, flexing the feet. Push the heels up as you pull down on the balls of the feet. Keep sending your breath deep into your belly, perhaps constricting in the back of your throat so you can hear the breath. From here, we're going to stop and take our legs right up to the ceiling, lengthening and straightening those legs for a dead bug pose. Really enjoying dead bug pose these days. I hope you guys are too. So the backs of the legs are long as you push the heels up, but your hips pull down. So there's lots of length at the back of the legs. And then there's energy coming down the front of your leg and it settles into your hips. Same thing with the arms. You're reaching up at the arms. And then you might try spreading your fingers and spreading your toes. See if you can get a stretch through the palm of the hand and the soles of the feet, hugging that belly button down, feeling that concave feeling as the liquids or the fluids pool down between those hip bones. You keep that engagement through the core as you flatten out your back, pushing your back into the mat, push your shoulders into the mat, the back of your head, leaving more of an imprint in the mat as you push down. We're going to hold for just a few more breaths here. And then we're going to come out. We're just going to bend our knees, bring our feet to the mat. extend your arms long overhead and extend your legs long as well. You can point your toes so you're stretching out the front of the body from the tops of your feet, your shins, even your quads. And you reach back with the hands, but the palms still face up, lengthening the entire front side of your body. Then we'll focus on the right side as we pull the right hand away, pull the right toes away. So the right side of your body just got a few centimeters longer than the left side. Feeling that through the armpit, the hip, and everything from the toes to the fingers on the right. And release, do the same thing on the left. Pull the toes away from you, reaching the fingers back behind you, feeling that stretch through the left side, front of your body. And then release. Bring your hands down by your hips. We're going to inhale together, exhale together. And the second time we inhale, we're going to lift ourselves right up to a seated pose, and our hands are going to come up to the ceiling. So inhale, exhale, hug your core, inhale, come all the way up to a seated pose. I'm going to turn to face you guys so you can just stay where you are, reaching up with the hands, pulling the shoulders down, pushing down through the sit bones. So the sit bones are pushing down, the legs are also pushing down. You're reaching your legs long and away from you. Arms are still up towards the ceiling. Pull the shoulders down, spreading the toes, spreading the fingers. So as you push down through the sit bones and you're pushing down through the legs, you're also reaching up through the spine. So between the sit bones, you're nice and tall through the spine, tall through the side body from the hip bone to the armpit, pulling your arms down, reaching up, spreading the fingers, staying strong through the core. Arms, all the muscles in your arms are engaged as you reach up even higher. And then you're going to come into a forward fold. So you want to keep that engagement through the core. As you exhale, come forward, flat back. Don't round through the back. Keep your chest lifted. Tuck your chin a little bit so the back of your neck feels long. Doesn't matter if your hands come to your feet or not. What matters is that you lengthen out the spine. Every time you inhale, your spine gets a little bit longer, and as you exhale, you fold forward, pushing down through those legs, pushing out through the heels, maybe bringing the toes back towards your face. Shoulders pull back so the sides of your neck also feel nice and long. We're stretching out our hamstrings here, so you want to push back through the sit bones or pushing them down into the mat as you reach the heels away so the backs of the legs get longer. We're going to hold for just a few more breaths. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. And you can hold here, stretching out your hamstrings, or if you want to round your back a little bit, bring your forehead towards the knees. You can do that, bringing the stretch into the back now. Send your breath into the back side of your body so that as you inhale, you feel your back widen, become more expansive. Then you exhale, everything comes back down. Let's inhale to bring our bodies up. We're going to leave the right leg just where it is. Bring the left foot to the inner thigh. We're just going to focus on that left leg now. So the leg is straight, pushing it down towards the floor, extending out through the heel. Keeping strong through the core, squaring yourself to that front right leg. Reach forward. Now we're just stretching out the hamstring on the right side. Tuck your chin, lengthen your spine, pull your shoulders back. Inhalations make you longer through the spine, longer through the back of that leg. And as you exhale, you fold forward, bringing that chest to the top of the thigh. Just a few more breaths here. Noticing that that hamstring is getting a little bit looser and a little bit longer, especially as you inhale. Then lift your body back up. We're going to do a gentle spinal twist. Right hand is going to come to that left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Keep extending long through that right leg. And then you're going to twist. But first you inhale nice and tall through the spine. Exhale, twist, looking back over that left shoulder. Your exhalations allow you to twist a little bit deeper. You want to inhale fully so that you have lots of air to push out of your body, detoxifying every time you exhale. So you really want to squeeze that stale air out of your body. Let's take 2 more breaths. Tall as you inhale, twist deeply as you exhale. Perfect. Come back through center, feeling that through your body before you switch it up. Extending the left leg, bringing the right foot just to the inner thigh, keeping that engagement to the core, squaring yourself to the left leg, reaching forward, flat back, tuck your chin, lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders. Pushing out through the heel. Lengthening the spine, lengthening the back of the left leg, folding forward as you exhale. Just focusing on that left hamstring getting longer as you push out through the heel, and even pulling your toes back if you're holding on to the toes. We're going to inhale, come up and come into a spinal twist on the other side. Left hand is going to come to the right knee. Right hand goes directly behind you. Don't forget to keep pushing out through that left heel so this leg stays long. Your spine gets long as you reach up. Crown of the head up to the ceiling, and then you exhale and twist. When you take your gaze over that right shoulder, you can keep your eyes closed. Focus on deep, deep inhalations, really filling up your lungs so you can exhale and squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Let's take 2 more breaths. Focusing on squeezing all the air out as you twist deeper when you exhale. And once more. Lovely. Inhale, come back to center, and then bring the soles of your feet to touch and keep your feet nice and close to your body. Interlacing your fingers, you can hold on to the underside of your feet, the pinky toe side. Then you sit up nice and tall, always keeping that engagement in the core so that you're protecting your lower back. And then you bring your weight forward. You imagine that your pelvis is tilting forward. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, lengthening the spine, but pushing down through the sit bone so you're anchored, and from there, pulling the crown of your head away from your body, lengthening the spine. If you need to feel more sensation because this isn't deep enough for you, you can push your elbows into those inner thighs, pull apart as you push down. And send your breath nice and deep into your body, almost like you could send the breath into the inner thighs, creating more space, more length as you inhale. And then relaxing, settling in, deepening the pose as you exhale. Come back up, keeping the soles of the feet together. You're now going to slide the feet away. So we're going to target our outer hip flexors. So about 3 hand lengths away from your body. You can hold on to the tops of your feet or your shins wherever you come, or you can have your hands come underneath, holding the bottoms of your feet. Again, I want you to think of flattening out the back, lengthening out the spine, pulling yourself forward, pushing down through those sit bones. You just work on pulling your spine forward and then lowering yourself closer to the floor. Then feel that through those outer hip flexors, maybe even through the glutes a little bit, and breathe, lengthening those muscles that are getting the stretch every time you inhale. Then exhaling any tension out of the body, out of those muscles, relaxing your shoulders and lengthening the spine, pulling yourself forward and down. Let's take 2 more breaths. Lengthen, fold forward. And then release, come all the way up. We're going to flip onto our hands and knees and cycle through some cat-cows. So when you're on your hands and knees, you want to have your knees just below the hips, hands are going to be below the shoulders. You're going to inhale to lift your chest and tailbone as you flex the spine. And then as you exhale, you round and arch, pulling the middle of the back up towards the ceiling, hugging and pulling that belly button in. Really want to slow the breath down as you inhale, lift. So you're following your own breath, but really trying to slow it down as much as you can. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone when you round. Follow about 2 more breath cycles. And 1 more. And then we're going to flatten out our back. We're going to lengthen our spine. And you're going to engage your core muscles. You're going to start at the very bottom. Those pelvic floor muscles are gently going to lift and hold in your energy. Belly button comes towards the spine. And then you feel like a little hug just at the lower ribs. So there's a containment of energy and a hugging of your muscles, but you could still breathe into your tummy. So you're not gripping so hard that you can't breathe into your tummy. All right, we're going to start with our left leg. So I want you to lift that left leg, keep the hips pointed down, keep the toes pointed down, and then lengthen that leg, pushing out through the heel. So that leg is straight, parallel to the ceiling, and getting longer, especially as you inhale. Shifting the weight into the left hand, you can pick the right arm up. Thumb faces up to the ceiling. Reach the fingers forward, kick back through the heel, spread your fingers, spread your toes. So as we breathe here, long, slow, deep inhalations and exhalations, you're actually allowing the connective tissue to loosen. So you want to hold here for a few more breaths. And imagine like when you blow air into a balloon, that's what's happening to your body. As you inhale, everything is expanding, getting a little bit looser, a little bit longer. And the next time you exhale, I want you to pull your elbow into your knee and hold here. We won't flow in and out. We're just going to hold here. Elbow to knee, center of your body. Hugging and snugging in the front. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, really rounding out the spine. As you inhale, filling the back body, feeling it expand. And as you exhale, gently compressing through the front. You can close your eyes. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Perfect. Inhale, reaching out, pausing here. Keep the leg lifted, but bring the hand down below the shoulder. Take that left leg over and across to the right side, landing on the pinky toe side of your foot. Then take your gaze around the right shoulder so you can see that left foot. So there's a C curve through the spine. And you're looking and rotating through the neck, holding here, maybe pushing the hips to the left. Rotating through, almost looking up towards the ceiling. And bring the knee back, gazing down, lengthening your neck, re-engaging the core, staying connected to your breath and to your body, lifting the right leg. Again, the hip bone points down, those toes point down. You push out through the heel, lengthening the right leg, strengthening using all the muscles in the leg and the glute to hold that leg up. Then shifting the weight into the right hand, the left hand is going to reach forward. Thumb faces the ceiling, pulling the fingers away, but pull the shoulder back so the arm bone feels longer. Pushing out through that heel. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Once again, feeling that stretch through the palm of your hand, sole of your foot. Using your breath to expand your body, loosening the connective tissue from the left fingers through to that right foot. Keeping your gaze down so the back of the neck still feels nice and long. We're going to hold here for 2 more breaths. Lengthen every time you inhale. Now as you exhale, round, pull the elbow to the knee, rounding, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Inhaling to expand the back body, but as you exhale, you're compressing through the front, squeezing in. Eyes are closed. Let's take 2 more breaths. Especially as you exhale, pull that belly button to the spine, squeeze the arm and the leg into the middle of your body. And then inhale, reach out, kick back. And then you're going to leave the leg lifted, but bring the left hand down. Take the right leg over and across to the left side. And then you take your gaze around that left shoulder, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling. So there's a C curve through the spine, but you're also rotating as you look up, pushing the hips maybe a little bit to the right. And then bring everything back. We're transitioning now for sure into the yang portion. So we're going to take our hands to the top of the mat. You're going to curl your toes under, engage that core, and lift yourself so that you're in a plank pose. Hips are basically in line with the shoulders. If you want to be on your knees, that's absolutely okay. We're going to do a little bit of spinal twists, or not twists, but bends. So look underneath you, make sure your feet are about 1 or 2 fists apart, so about hip distance apart. We're going to slowly come down onto our chest, bending our elbows towards our hips, not coming down quite yet, but counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and land. Keeping your hands just below the shoulders, maybe rolling those shoulders up and back. Feeling nice and wide, expanding through the collarbone. Inhaling to lift up. Exhale to lower down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And now inhale, lift. No weight in the hands. We're just coming into a cobra pose. Holding here, using our back strength to lift us up, not pushing into our hands. Exhale to come down. We're going to come back up. And this time, if you want to put a little bit of weight into the hands to lift yourself up even higher, to really bend into the spine, you're going just to the point where you feel it, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable. There's no pinching and there's no pain. Exhale to lower. Curl your toes under. We're going to push ourselves back up into a plank. And now we're going to practice upward facing dog. So instead of coming all the way down, you're going to come halfway down. And then you're going to scoop up onto the tops of your feet, holding this back bend. If this doesn't work for you, then you go into a cobra pose. Wherever you're at, I want you to take your gaze around your right shoulder to look at your feet. So rotating through the neck once again, holding the back bend. Take your gaze through center and now look the opposite way. Rotating again through the neck. Gaze through center, curl your toes, find yourself in a plank once again. Now you're going to pick one of those back bends. You're going to exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to a down dog. Once you get here, you might want to walk it out where you're bending one knee at a time, letting the weight shift from one foot to the other. Getting the fluids moving through the ankles, through the knees, through the hips. And then eventually holding still where you're pushing both heels down, lifting both sit bones up, pushing equal weight into the hands, lengthening the arms, pushing the chest towards the thighs, taking your gaze underneath you. Resting here, taking a few breaths. And then I want you to walk your hands back towards your feet. So your hands are going to walk back until they reach your feet. You're going to hold here in this forward fold. You can hold on to opposite elbows, let your head hang down. You're pushing down through the feet, but feeling the energy come back up the legs as your sit bones lift up high, maybe even spreading them apart so there's inward rotation to the thighs. Head hangs down nice and heavy, stretching out our hamstrings once again. If you want to go a little bit deeper, because you've already opened up your hamstrings quite a bit, you can take your peace fingers around the big toes, pull yourself towards the body. Close your eyes, head hangs heavy, lengthening out the spine as you lift the tailbone up to bring the crown of the head closer to your feet, chest closer to the thighs. Then you're going to release. You're going to bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthening here. So your arms are straightened, your back is flat. You're engaging your core muscles and pushing down through those feet. I want you to bend into the left knee, but keep the right leg straight. Left hand is going to come just below the face, right in front of and between the two feet. Keep this knee bent and this leg straight. Inhale, lift your right arm to the ceiling, twisting yourself open to the right, taking your gaze up to the hand. Spread the fingers, reach up with the fingertips, pull that right shoulder back, twisting here, taking a few breaths. Perfect. Exhale, lower the hands down. Bring both hands back to your shins, straightening the legs, straightening the arms. Inhale. Now it's the right knee that's going to bend. The right hand comes just below your face, and the left hand is going to go up as you twist now to the left. Enliven your fingers, reaching up, spreading the fingers apart, pulling that left shoulder back. Breathing here in this nice twist. Exhale, your hands come back down. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold one more time, holding this forward fold. You can hold on to elbows, grab a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers, or the next step is to take the palm of the hand and slide it underneath the feet. So you're standing on your hands. Soles of your feet pushing into the palms of the hands. Always you're lengthening the legs as you push down through the feet, lift the sit bones up, pulling yourself closer to the legs, closing your eyes. Just holding here for maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. A nice safe inversion, letting all the blood rush to your head, rush to your brain. Keeping the head below the heart. 1 more breath. And then we release. Take a little bend through the knees. You're going to uncurl your spine and lift yourself up nice and slow like a little rag doll. Uncurling the spine 1 vertebra at a time until your head is the last to come up. Then I want you to stand in a mountain pose at the back of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you, but you guys stay at the back of your mat. You want your toes touching. pushing down through the legs. So from the hips down, especially the tailbone, you're pushing down. Feel energy rise up through the front of your legs, engaging your core. So as you push down from the hips, the spine grows tall, the side body grows tall, hands down by your side. A little bit of a tuck to your chin and a lift of the heart. Eyes closed so you can reground, reconnect to your body and to your breath with your mouth closed. And then you can open up your eyes, reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, release the index finger, pull the shoulders down. Drop the tailbone. And then we're going to bend over to the right. We're going to push our hips to the left. We're going to pulse here a little bit. Keep those arms straight and strong as you pulse. 3, 2, and hold. Push your hips to the left, reach your fingers to the right. Keep your heart lifted, keep your gaze lifted. Then come back through center as you inhale. Pull those shoulders down, reconnect, reestablish the strength through the core, and bend to the left. Reaching your fingers to the left, pushing your hips to the right, maybe bending here or pulsing a little bit for 3, 2, and then you hold, really stretching out the right side of the body. Then inhale and lift. We're going to come into a back bend. So you're going to pull your shoulders down, drop the tailbone, take a micro bend, like barely perceptible bend through the knees. Inhale, lift your heart. And then like you're going over a big beach ball, you're going to lean back. If it doesn't hurt your neck, you can let your head fall back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fall back. Once more, inhale, lift. Fall back one last time. Inhale all the way up to center. Release your hands down by your side. Come back to that mountain pose. We're going to do one vinyasa. So you're standing at the back of your mat. You're going to inhale your arms, reach up. Exhale to swan dive down. Hands are going to come to the shins. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, you're walking your hands all the way back to the top of the mat. Pausing here. Inhale. Exhale to chaturanga, either all the way or halfway. Inhale, back bend. We're going to hold it for 2 breaths. Exhale to down dog, which we'll also hold for 2 breaths. Now we're going to practice hopping to the top of our mat, but keep your feet at the back of the mat. You're going to do some little donkey kicks where you're going to just kick your heels up towards your bum, trying to land softly so lots of weight comes into your hands. After you've done about 2 or 3, look to the top of your mat, be brave, hop your feet. Even if they don't come all the way, you can then step forward. Hands are then going to come to your shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Keep your hands reaching up, pull your shoulders down. You guys stay at the top of the mat. I'm just going to turn to face you. Bring your hands out to a T. We're going to come into eagle poses. So the right hand is going to be the first one to come underneath. You're going to hold on to opposite elbows, or not elbows, shoulders. Pull those shoulders apart. And then if you want, you can bring your hands back to back or front to front. Then I want you to lift the elbows, pull the forearms away. Really feel that opening between the shoulder blades. Keep your core strong. We're going to bend into both our knees as if we're sitting in an imaginary chair. Then you're going to lift the right leg, cross over the left knee. You can keep your foot hovering, you can touch your toes, or you can wrap that foot around the left leg. Sitting down, lift your elbows, pull them away. Taking a few breaths here. Then hugging your core, I want you to exhale your elbows down to the knees, coming into sleeping eagle here. Then you pause here, you wait for a couple of breaths, engage your core. And then either staying here, or if you're coming into flying eagle, you release that right leg, kick it back as you bring yourself into a T shape. Gaze at something on the floor that's not moving to keep your balance. Kick back through that right leg, keeping the left leg straight and strong. Then we're going to inhale, lifting ourselves back up. I want you to come back into eagle. That's pretty tricky. Take that right leg back around. Sit. Find your balance for 3, 2, perfect. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, your hands come out into a T. This time it's the left hand that goes under right. Pulling your shoulders apart, bringing your hands back to back or front to front. Lift those elbows away, forearms away from your face. Hug your core. Sitting down, bending both knees. You're going to lift the left leg this time. You can just hold it here, drop your toes, or wrap it around the right shin. Lift your elbows. Squeezing wrists, elbows, knees, and ankles. Stay strong through the core. Steady gaze. Exhale, maybe bringing your elbows down towards the knees for a sleeping eagle, holding here. Keep that belly button hugged tight to the spine. When you feel ready, you're going to transition to flying eagle. The left leg's going to unwind. You're going to kick it back as you reach the crown of the head forward. Hips and toes point to the floor. Breathing here, balancing. And then when we come out, we're going to come back to eagle. You're going to lift your body up. Bring that left leg around, wrap it. Lift your chest. Pull your arms apart for 3, 2, 1. Let's release. Hands reach up, Vinyasa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the top of the mat. As you hop or step your feet back to a plank. Inhale. Exhale to chaturanga down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Hold here in 3-legged down dog. Maybe pulsing that right leg. Keep the hip pointed to the floor. Then step back foot forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, your hands are going to come down to the inside of that right foot. You're going to pause here, staying up on your hands, or maybe dropping onto your forearms. We're just going to gently open up our hips as we close our eyes. Tucking your chin. Pushing the hips down. Breathing, using your inhalation to create more space in the hips. Exhaling, feeling relaxed through the shoulder, through the face, and exhaling any tension out of the hips. If you're on your forearms, we'll come back up onto our hands. Walk that right foot to the edge of the mat. Have the foot at a 45-degree angle. Then tip it so that you see the sole of the foot. Left hand comes just below the shoulder. Right hand can come to the thigh, pulling that thigh away as you twist to the right. Maybe pushing it down. A couple of deep breaths here. If you wanted to do a quadricep stretch, you can absolutely bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand, and squeeze that foot in. You don't have to go there. That's just another option. You can close your eyes, focus on those nice deep breaths. And you can relax that foot back down. Bring your hand back to the inside, curl the back toes, lift your knee, then inhale, kick the right leg back to the ceiling for 3-legged down dog. Exhale to lower that foot down. Inhale forward into a plank. Exhale as you chaturanga down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Maybe pulsing it here as you kick the heel higher. Look to the top of the mat, step that left foot forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Pushing your hips down as you lift your heart. Next time you exhale, your hands are going to come to the inside of your foot. You're either going to stay up here on your hands, or if you need more sensation, you're dropping down to your forearms. Closing your eyes, breathing deeply, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. Those hips are coming closer to the mat. So you're opening up through the left side, but also lengthening the front hip flexor here on the right. Nice deep breath. Inhaling to open up the hips, exhaling the tension away. If you're on your forearms, come back up onto your hands, placing the right hand just below the shoulder. Walk the left foot to the edge, 45-degree angle, tip it open so you see the sole of your foot. Left hand can then come to the left leg as you pull the thigh away from you and maybe pushing it down and twisting to the left. You are absolutely welcome to stay here. If you want to do the quad stretch on this side, you bend the right knee, the foot comes towards you, left hand reaches back, you squeeze that foot in and breathe. If you are holding onto the foot, we're gently going to release it down. Hands come to the inside of the left foot, curling the back toes, lift that right knee, kick the left leg high to the ceiling, and then lower it down. We're going to do one more chaturanga as you inhale, pull forward. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, back bend, holding it for 2 or 3 breaths if you want, or going right to down dog. Exhale to our last down dog. You can either walk it out if that feels appropriate, bending one knee at a time, or if it feels better in your body to hold both legs straight, you do whatever feels best. Chest towards the thighs, lengthening the legs, lengthening the spine. And then we're going to drop to our knees, make our way onto our backs so we can do a few gentle spinal twists and then close our practice. So you want to keep your feet on the mat, your knees bent as you lower yourself down. Right away, we're going to bring our right ankle to the left knee. You're going to hold the figure 4 onto the floor. And extend your arms out to a T. We're going to start by taking this whole figure 4 is going to drop to the left. So the left foot will be on the mat. You'll be standing on your right foot, and you'll push that right knee away from you and take your gaze to the right and close your eyes. You should feel this right around this hip flexor here on the right side. Stay with those nice deep belly breaths. You can even bring your left hand to your belly to feel that belly rise as you inhale. And then fall back down as you exhale. And then lift the figure 4, lift your gaze, keep your legs just as they are. But now the figure 4 is going to come to the right. So that right foot is going to bring the left knee over and across to the right side. This is pretty deep. If this feels too deep for you, you can uncross your legs. If you need more, you can cross at the knees. So whatever you need, take your gaze to the left, breathing deeply here. Lift your gaze, lift your knees. And then we're going to, oh, did I forget? Oh, no, I didn't. Uncross, so the right foot comes down. And now the left ankle comes to the right knee. And this whole figure 4 is now going to drop to the right side. So the right leg stays bent. It's going to come to the floor and land on your left knee. Push that knee away. So Keep your gaze to the left. Relax your shoulders. Eyes are closed. Feeling that maybe through the front hip flexor here on the left side. Maybe noticing that the sensations are a little different because your sides are a little different. Typically, we have one tighter side. So it's deep belly breath. And lifting your knees, lifting your gaze, keeping your feet just as they are. Now the figure four is going to drop to the left. So the left foot guides the right knee over and across to the left. Again, you can keep your feet like this, uncross or cross deeper, whatever it is that you need for this side. Keeping your gaze to the right. Focus on deep belly breath, resetting your lower back and your hips. Gazing to the right, knees are to the left. Inhale, lifting everything back up, gazing up to the ceiling. Uncross your legs, bring the soles of your feet to touch. We're going to end just the way we began in this nice reclined butterfly. Hands can come down by your side, palms face up. Close your eyes and just focus on breathing here. This is the very last pose you'll do before you find your way into a Shavasana. Just noticing the difference in your body from when you began to now. Maybe your hips feel a little bit different. Maybe you're breathing a little bit more easily, feeling more relaxed in your body, a little bit looser and a little bit more limber. And then when you're ready, you can just find your way into Shavasana, extending your legs right to the edges of the mat. You can grab an extra layer if it's a little chilly where you're at, or you can just stay here. You've got about 2 minutes of Shavasana. If you need longer, you can absolutely turn me on mute and then just stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. If you'd like to close the practice with me, in about 2 minutes, I'll call us out of our Shavasana. So eyes closed, body still, just focusing on your breath, but not controlling your breath. Closing your mouth. Noticing the inhalations and the exhalations and the stillness of your body and your mind. And letting your body breathe in just the way it wants to and needs to now. And if you feel ready to come out of your Shavasana, you can just deepen your next inhalation. Exhale out of the mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. Perhaps extending your arms overhead, reaching, lengthening, inviting in a yawn. And then bending the knees, feet will stay on the mat, and you'll roll over onto the right side with your knees bent. Coming into the fetal pose, eyes closed, allowing yourself to re-energize and to rejuvenate before you come to a seated pose to close the practice. Unless you're staying in Shavasana, in which case that's also fantastic. If you are closing the practice, you can use your hands, bringing yourself up to sit. Finding a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall, bringing your hands together to your heart center, gently bowing your chin down towards the heart. Settling into the pose, settling into your body, staying connected to your breath. Take this time to reconnect with your intention. And also taking this time to express to yourself gratitude. Of course, gratitude for the yoga practice that we've just shared together, your health, your fitness, and then thinking of all the people and all the things in your life that you're grateful for. Taking a moment to express that gratitude. And then, as always, I ask you to accept my gratitude for having let me lead this beautiful practice this Sunday